I have an updated workout routine for you, and I know I just put one out a couple of months ago, but to be honest, I do not want to be in the gym as often as I was. For one, I do not have that much time to be spending in the gym. 2 hours, 4 times a week was just, it was a lot. And on top of that, I was doing Pilates, so it was just like, I do not have the time to do this anymore. So I kind of just wanted to rework my routine so that I can get everything done that I need to get done, still have a really effective workout, but not spend as much time in the gym. I spend fewer days at the gym and still feel like I get really effective workouts every single time that I train. I'm still doing Pilates once a week, and I'm still strength training, like lifting weights several times a week, but I'm just not splitting things up as much as I used to. I used to only do either at home mat Pilates or in studio reformer Pilates, but I decided that I want to try something different. I still love to do my reformer Pilates classes, and I still do mat Pilates classes, but I wanted to try out hot Pilates. And when I tell you, I don't know why I thought that I would have a lot of fun doing this, especially for the first time, but that was a struggle. But at the end of it, it was so worth it. I've done it twice now. The first class, I struggled. I could not breathe. It was just way too hot in there. They opened up a studio called Fuse House. I think it first started in Miami, and they brought it over to the city. Those classes get booked up so quickly. Every class is full. My first class was the regular hot Pilates class, and I almost walked out halfway because I just could not do it. Mixing the heat of the class along with everybody's body heat was just insane. Halfway through it, I was just like, I don't know if I could do this. I need to leave. I didn't. I stuck it out. I just took a few more breaks than I wanted to, but so did everybody else that was next to me. These classes are intense. I did not enjoy my first experience, but my second class I absolutely loved. And I think it's because it's a little bit more of what I'm into. And what I mean by that is my second class was hot sculpt. So it focused a lot more on toning your muscles. So like we did incorporate a lot of weightlifting into it, doing different weighted exercises, versus the first class, I really did not use that many weights at all. And I think that's the reason why I really enjoyed the second class that I took. So I have one more, and I'm gonna see how I like it. I want to try a different style, see if I am into a different type of hot Pilates class, and I will let you guys know how that goes. For now, I'm alternating between the typical reformer Pilates or mat Pilates and hot Pilates. Either way, I love these classes, period. And the style of Pilates is not the only thing that I decided to try for the first time. While I was taking my classes and throughout my workouts, I actually switched up how I track my workouts, and I did that by switching from a smartwatch to an actual ring. This is what I have been wearing to all of my workouts, not just my workout, but throughout the day and night. And I used to love my smartwatch, but I decided to give this a try, and I am very impressed. This is the Ultra Human ring, and I absolutely love it. I wore this during my hot Pilates class. I always had my smartwatch with me no matter what I was doing, but thanks to the Ultra Human team for sending this over to me, I'm able to track my workouts and my health in a much cuter way, because a smartwatch with a really dressed up outfit was just not it. So while I was taking my Pilates class, the heated Pilates, I put this on, and I was a little nervous at first, I'm not gonna lie, because that class gets so hot. It's like a sauna, like a steam room. So I was a little nervous that the ring might start to heat up a little bit, because I've never tried this sort of thing out before, but it performed perfectly. And the fact that this ring is actually water resistant helped a lot, because no matter how much I sweated or how many times I washed my hands, this ring still stayed in perfect condition, and it didn't slip off. I didn't have any issues with it, and it was able to track my Pilates workout. Now let's talk about this ring just a little bit more, because I know there are probably some of you who do not know what this ring even is. So this is a smart ring, just like a smartwatch. This is a smart ring. I actually prefer this because it's less bulky and it actually just looks like regular jewelry. I'm wearing it on this finger right now, but you can wear it literally on any finger. So you're tracking your health and other people won't even be able to tell. This is the world's lightest smart ring and it tracks a little bit of everything in my opinion. It tracks your sleep, it tracks your heart rate, it tracks your movement, it tracks your body temperature. You'd be surprised at how many things this ring tracks. I love the fact that this tracks my sleep patterns because if I can't get a great night's rest and then I wake up the next day and I try to work out and I'm too weak or too tired to work out, that's a problem. It tells you how many times a night you've tossed and turned, how many times you went into REM sleep, whether you had a light sleep or were deep in sleep, if you woke up at night, and it also gives you recommendations as to what time you should go to sleep, what time you should wake up, and even at what time you should start drinking your coffee. I think that is so cool. One feature that I really love about this ring is when it tells me if I am relaxed or stressed or stimulated, because I have been trying to work on regulating my nervous system and being less anxious and stressed out and just living a nice soft girl life. And this has actually helped me a lot because if I'm just sitting here or if I'm sitting at my desk at work and it tells me that I'm stressed, that is a problem. And it does that just by tracking your body's temperature and how it reacts to different things. Now, for my Pilates class, I tried out the workout mode, which is still in beta. It tracks your heart rate during your workouts precisely so that you can monitor and really optimize your training sessions. You guys know I also love my mat Pilates at home workout classes if I don't have time to get into a studio. They actually have their own coaches that teach you classes from the app. So I also was able to try their at home Pilates workouts and I loved it. There's so many things that you can do with this ring. It's not just tracking your health or your workouts. It helps you with literally everything in everyday life. So I am so happy with this ring and it's helped me a lot with my workouts. So I also wore it during some of my training sessions. My lower body days were usually the ones that would take up the majority of my time during the week. And I just, like I said, I don't want to spend that much time in a gym training throughout the week. I don't have that much time. So I tried to condense my lower body workouts into fewer workouts that target a lot more of my muscles at the same time. I'm still isolating my glutes, but I'm also trying to do workouts that really work out my hamstrings and quads and calves at the same time so that I don't have to spend as much time focused on one over the other. And I think that that really works for me right now. So I still started off my workouts with these split squats. I hate split squats. I will never love them, but I found that doing split squats in the way that I'm doing it now just makes things a lot easier. For me, I don't know what it is. I think it's all of the up and down movement that I do when I train hamstrings and glutes. But every time I do glutes and hammies, I feel nauseous. Like I feel like throwing up. And I think that it's because I'm doing so many up and down movements. Like I'm doing hip thrusts, I'm doing Bulgarian split squats, I'm doing single leg RDLs. So I have found that for me, it's just been a lot more comfortable doing my split squats, not as elevated as when I do regular Bulgarians, but when I do a little bit of an elevation, I still feel the impact down my glutes and hamstrings, and it works really well and I'm a lot more comfortable. I also go into single leg RDLs depending on how much time I have at the gym and whether or not I forget or remember my bear grips, because my grip strength is still so bad. If I remember my straps and I have enough time, I'll do single leg RDLs, and I'm starting to do more B stance RDLs. I love doing those because I feel like it helps me balance a lot more having both feet on the ground, but all of my weight is shifted onto my working leg. If I forget my straps, I'm not doing B stance RDLs or any variation of a single leg RDL. I won't be able to physically hold it. So in that case, I would use a barbell so that I can do regular RDLs with both legs on the ground. After I complete my split squats and my RDLs, I go downstairs in my gym. I recommend doing the most challenging workout at first. So sometimes I start off with the hip thrust and it'll work your glutes and hamstrings at the same time. This specific day, I was not able to record my workouts on the first floor because there was just way too many people in and out, and I just don't feel comfortable hoarding too many people for too long. Some people don't like that. So I'm just gonna include clips from my last workout video just for these specific workouts I wasn't able to record. board. So I got into my hip thrusts and I did a few of those, and then after the hip thrusts I went to the leg press. I am not a professional. Don't look to me as taking everything that I'm saying and incorporating it into your workouts and your routines and taking everything what I say 100%, because I'm just talking about what works for me. So definitely do your research before you get into any of these workouts, but like I said, this is what works for me. Whenever I do get on the leg press, it definitely is one of my last workouts for my leg day, and I love it. I feel like it works my legs all over. I definitely feel it in my quads and my hamstrings and my glutes, especially depending on your foot placement. You can feel one muscle group over the other. If I am feeling a little spicy and have a little bit more time and energy, then I would also incorporate barbell back squats into my workout instead of the leg press, especially if I'm limited with equipment. There are certain gyms that don't have a leg press and just have a squat rack. Going into upper body day, I definitely still pick and choose which muscle group I want to work out for that specific day, but it's always going to include working out my back. Because my Pilates classes are already working out my upper body, they do specific workouts to target your biceps, triceps, shoulders. I don't like to focus too much on my upper body. I feel like my upper body looks great. I don't want to build on it anymore. I just want to maintain it and continue toning it. So I don't do too much when it comes to my upper body at the gym still. But what I do focus on every single time is my back. So I still like to do barbell back rows if that is an option for me. If that is not an option for me, then I will grab a bench, sit it upright, and then I don't remember what these things are called. I'll put it up on the screen. Don't remember what these things are called, but these are great for your back. I was actually taught to do this by a trainer that I had last year, and I loved this workout. So depending on the equipment that I have available at the time, I'll either start off with barbell back rows, these weird rows that I don't know what they're called, or I will always love my assisted pull-up. These are all different exercises that I like to alternate depending on the equipment that I have, but it's always going to be one of these to start. Then after that, I still like to get into my lat pull downs. These are always going to be an exercise that I incorporate into my back days. Then after that, of course, the seated cable rows. These are always going to be the two things that I do during back day, because I feel like almost every gym has a lat pull down machine or a seated cable row machine. Then I try to target a little bit of all of my other muscles if I can, or as many muscles as I can, depending on what's available to me. So on this specific day, I decided to target a little bit of shoulders more. Whenever I'm doing my weighted back exercises, I'm typically using my biceps because I have to use my arms. So I don't do too many bicep workouts. If I do, it's maybe one or two. On this specific day, I decided not to. I decided just to work a little bit more on my shoulders. So of course, I went ahead with the shoulder press. I have like some issue with my elbows where whenever I do any sort of exercise that includes me pulling down or pushing up with my elbows, like bending like this, it starts to hurt. So I don't do too many of those and I don't go too heavy, but I did do some shoulder presses and I also did some lateral raises just because it's easier on my elbows, and that was it for shoulders. And then I ended my upper body workout with some tricep pull downs. I think that's what they're called. And I couldn't do too many of these just because, again, like my elbows, it was just bothering me a lot. But that was it. That's it for my entire routine. Like, I really do not want to spend that much time at the gym working out. Throughout the week, aside from these days where these are the exercises that I'm doing, I will go outside and get as many steps in as I can throughout the day, or I'll do another Pilates class at home. I'm just not into spending a million hours and a million days at the gym, but I still need to get my workout in, especially strength training. If I don't work out at all, my head starts to hurt, my neck starts to hurt, my back starts to hurt, and I hate that. So I always try to get some sort of movement in. It's just a more condensed version of what I was doing in the past, but I love it so much more because it just frees up my time throughout the week to actually do the things that I need to do while still exercising and still focusing on my health. That is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you would be interested in seeing other sort of health videos too, or other sorts of workout videos. If you guys do want to see my older workout routine where I'm spending more time at the gym and spacing things out a little bit more, then I will leave it linked on the screen for you guys and you can check it out. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.